How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And while the power pad didn't last a long time, it was a boon for one particular company, Bandai. Bandai initially put the thing on the market in Japan. It was the Family Fun Fitness mat. Bandai, most of the games except for today's game were developed by Bandai. That includes stadium events or world-class track meet, as most lay people know. And most of those games focused specifically on using a lot of physical activity to move about the game. Whether it was a racing game like world-class track meet or / stadium events or super team games or stuff like that. Whether it was an action game like Street Cop or whether it was like a rhythm exercise type deal like dance aerobics. They all kind of focused on moving your body a whole lot for the purposes of exercise. Today's game is a little bit different. It required the power pad, so you couldn't just grab a controller and play it. And you needed to just move, a little bit at the right times to solve puzzles. Now, today's game is also a 2-pack. It was a multi-cart. It had 2 games on it. Today, we're going to take a look at a little bit of both of them. We're going to take a look at Short Order and Egg-Splode. Now, Short Order is kind of like Simon. You know that little game where the little thing lights up, you tap it, and then another two of them light up, and it kind of builds on the pattern, and you keep tapping it. Well, Short Order is kind of like that. You have to hop to different points on the little game field so that the right components of a burger will fall down, and you'll be able to match it up to match the customer order. The burgers get bigger and bigger as the game goes on, that kind of thing. And from what I know about it, Short Order wasn't a bad video game. Kind of interesting, actually. Egg-Splode felt more like a really, really traditional puzzle game in that you basically had to keep foxes from blowing up chickens that are chilling in the coop on a nest laying eggs. The fox will come by, plant a bomb under the chicken. You stop the bomb from blowing up, and at the end of the level, the chickens who lay eggs will hatch them, and after a point in time, you achieve the goal, and you move on. Now, this game, this one, it was so. By and large, these were both kind of generic games. The thing that made them special was that you were standing on the power pad and you would hop to different points on the pad to make it work. You had, it had a little map with the different number combinations on it for Short Order with the different burger components. And for Egg-Splode, it was a grid, and the different bombs were different colors, and you hopped around from point to point to make it work. And it should work. People who have power pads I mean, this game was for a very specific group of people because everybody didn't have a power pad. I had one for a brief second and it got boosted. That's another story for another day. Power pad, my copy of Mario, and my Zapper got boosted. Like about a month and a half after I got my Nintendo for Christmas. But, you know, struggles of growing up in the hood, I guess. But with it being a niche cop game to begin with, this one was actually even more niche because it kind of took the thing that people bought the power pad for, that fitness aspect, it took that away and kind of tried to implement traditional game stuff in it. And so it didn't really sell that well from what I understand. But strangely enough, it's not a really expensive game either. Now, if you want a copy of Short Order and Egg-Splode, about $10 to $12, you can get a copy. You can get a loose cart. Actually, about $25, you can get a complete copy. It's an inexpensive game. It's not a bad game, but it's a very niche game that's very specialized. So you gotta have specific equipment. You have to adhere to the weight limits of the power pad. That's another concern of mine. That's always been a problem. We most recently had that situation with the Wii Fit board. But, you know, Nintendo gonna try to give you a peripheral that's gonna make you move around. And if that thing don't have a good weight limit on it, it ain't gonna necessarily work. So kudos to Ring Fit Adventures, I guess, because it at least doesn't require you to stand on anything. But this has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bruh, this was a year after Rockin' Cats. Atlas ain't had no excuse for this, no.